right, so I wanted to give my thoughts on this Gundam ban list that we got yesterday, because most of you guys know I do love this game a lot. I love the interactions that it gives. I love that it's basically, younger Hearthstone back in the day. I loved that game, but it had its problems. So yesterday we got our new Gundam ban list, and I've seen nothing but most of the North American, the TCG branch, the English speaking part of the world, has been pretty happy with this list. But it's been a lot of the Japanese community that's been the one that's been kind of upset with this change, which is kind of very interesting different philosophies from this. I also was reading something from like the Japanese side that this was a flawed design within the game. But I mean, like, the game is only five sets out right now, people. You're only, of course, there's going to be problems. The game didn't even have a sideboard in like the very beginning stages of its developments. So like, and we got that added on. I don't know if you guys remember, but Digimon went through these same problems in the beginning of its life. Security rush was a very, very real problem in the beginning of Digimon's life, and I think it took 5 sets for that to get fixed. So the fact that they had to put a band-aid on the fundamental beginning problems of this game, I'm not surprised that there were issues. It's truth is, Bandai doesn't have exactly the greatest track record of TCGs. I'm just going to toss it out there. It's a history lesson in the making. So they ended up banning the vanilla 2 cost, or level 2 1 cost with 2 attack 2 HP, because internal testing, they never really realized that you could just go, going, in the turn 2, dropping 2 of these on the field. Next turn, dropping 3 of these things. And now suddenly the opponent's just going into their third turn, deploying 1 unit. And then on the next turn, you tap sideways. Your opponent's lost like pretty much half of their life at that stage. And then by turn 4, turn 5 of the game, congratulations, you've won. And there's like really no counterplay to this. Now, there was also this deck called Blurple that came out of nowhere, which had a massive consistency. It abused these. The decks were playing 20 to, I think it was 22 of these vanilla, 2/1 2/2s, 2 attack, 2 defense. And they were just basically doing what Security Rush was. You're just tapping face, you're just it doesn't matter how many cool mechanics that you have built into a game with things like this, your opponent's still going to go face. And as they said in Hearthstone back in the day, face is the place, just be as ignorant as you can be. And that's exactly what, these aggro rush decks were. Now, yesterday's ban list was we're going to put a band-aid on this and effectively patch it. Now, there was also discussion, you could have done when a card pops out of the shield area, have that card deal damage to the attacking unit or something to that regard. But it wouldn't necessarily, fix things, but it was an interesting topic, a conversation. So with them admitting that it's fundamentally a flaw in the game, does that mean, does that make Gundam unplayable? Should you not want to play this game? No. I actually think them fixing this issue right now, I think this is actually a pretty good thing. When a game admits that it has flaws, it is not a bad thing. It means that there are ways to fix things. Why do you think games are 2 out of 3? Why do you think sideboards exist? There are fundamental ways to go about patching up problems that present themselves. And I think that while this is just a temporary thing, it does change up the game. Now, the thing I'm seeing about, the Japanese side and players being mad is it's the admitting of the fault of the design problems of the game that I think is more of the issue to them. To the people that are happy that have played this game, you guys, and trust me, if you've played the Gundam TCG at all, you understand how frustrating it was just having your opponent, oh, I'm dead. Yeah, like that was the experience of playing against Blurple. It's like, oh boy, draw 1. Oh, draw 1. Oh, you got 6 dudes on the field? Oh, okay, cool. I am done? Oh, okay. Offer handshake and see the concession. Like, that was... Now, the reason why I think we're more excited for this is, taking a step back from, the fundamental flaw of the vanilla 2-1-2-2s. Yeah, by the way, game banned vanilla monsters. Actually, they didn't ban, they just said you're allowed to play 4. This was supposed to fix the aggro problem. Aggro will still be present. Nobody's going to sit here and deny that. Taking this step back, though, the goal is to allow breathing room. You want to bring other decks into this space. The goal is to, Gundam is designed on a game where, the big, cool robots are supposed to be able to duke it out. I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. That should be what it should be, the Rock'em Sock'em robots. It should be you're playing a deck either based on the units you like, or it's based on the thought of, war, which is an interesting concept for a TCG. But, it's bring your favorite units and then challenge the competitive scene and work your way up. And honestly, I think the game feels more accomplished on that level now than it has before. And I will pat you on the back for this one, Gundam TCG and Bandai. I think you guys did a wonderful job on the list. I think fundamentally, not only did you patch up the problems, you patched it up with a brand new set. Everybody knew that set 5 was already going to be an extremely game-changing set as it was, and I'm happy for that. I also like that, set 5 is an anniversary set. We've had a year of this game. I've played this game a lot competitively. I have seen a lot of the problems, but I've also seen at the same time there are ways to, try to beat the aggro decks. I mean, sometimes the decks they don't have the most optimal play lines, or, as long as you can make 2-for-1 trades, my 3/3 can clean up 2 units and start to generate card advantage in more meaningful ways. It's not great, but it turns a 70% loss into if you can balance it out on that fine line about 50-50, I feel like you're going to be better. Now that the game actually has patched up this problem, I do think things are going to get interesting. I think now you're going to get to see more of the stronger Rock'em Sock'em robots coming to town. And that's what they want to see. Now, obviously, this is set 5. We've already seen pictures of things that are supposed to be coming up through set 7. Set 7 is supposed to come out in January next year, which means they've already been doing testing. And it's a scary thought, actually, with this list was if they're patching up things here and they've already tested up through and have things planned for set 7, the aggro problem was that bad. They actually had to fix it out that far, because imagine Blurple was still smashing face in set 8. That's crazy to think about. But fundamentally, I think the game's going to change. I think we're going to get to see some brand new territory that's not necessarily been super explored yet, but also Gundam prices. If you guys look at the collector side of this market, is some of the coolest I have seen. Once again, I mean, it's about picking up and enjoying the card games you like. I play Wing because obviously Wing is one of my favorite things within the Gundam franchise. I like the fact that you get these extremely cool units, but I also like the control aspect that you were kind of given with it. I also like the deck has ramp, and ramping up to get out your big dudes, and then using those big dudes to control the field before your opponent's big dudes comes out. It's typically fine. I mean, Hearthstone, we've seen how that kind of went in the past, but I do kind of look forward to seeing the developments with this. But overall, this really isn't it's more of a discussion to say, good job, you patched up the game, I'm proud of you. I'm happy. I cannot wait to see where set 5 goes. I will be at Gen Con this year. I am looking forward to playing Union Arena and Gundam. Honestly, both UA and Gundam have been my TCG passions right now. I still love Weiss. I think Weiss is very fun, but right now I've had more fun with UA and Gundam than I have had with a lot of these other TCGs in a while. And that's a crazy thing to say. But, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think of the Gundam TCG if you've played it? I know I just saw APS did a collab with somebody talking about the game. So I mean, like, it's growing. It's an interesting topic right now, just to see. But flaws in a TCG is a very interesting topic, and this is one that should be studied. A good rest of your day and enjoy your morning.